I'm KingBlackToof. I'm going to drink this tea and also talk to you about the new game mode. Right, so the first thing is that obviously we saw how it all works now. Okay, so you get a selection of 4 cards, you choose one, and that's very random. Okay, so my first thing that I noticed while watching the CD Projekt Red stream was I liked the way they did 4 cards. I mean, I said in the previous video that I made about it that 3 is probably normal and what they had already sort of in the game when you're selecting cards from kegs. But the more options they give you, the more empowerment they give to the player. So we get empowered to make better choices. So 4 is better. Maybe 5 would be even better. I don't know. That's something they can test. But I'm glad they did 4. But also, what I noticed is, in the very first selection they had, I think it was... they definitely had Royal Decree and Philippa, and they had Regis, I remember, and some other one. And it already felt like... I said, it's Royal Decree and Philippa, and my chat all said it as well. And it seemed very obvious that, you know, already from the choice of 4, we were down to 2. And the next selection came up, and it was the same sort of thing, where we had 4 options, but again, that was rubbish, that's situational, down to 1. Next choice, that one's situational, that one's not good, I don't know what I'm going to get, only this one will be very good. Next choice, I don't know what I'm going to get, whether that will work, so I can't take it. That one's situational, I only got these 2. So a lot of the choices were actually, although we had 4, were just really limited down to a couple. And that was the first thing that sprung to mind, that there's nothing really... we heard Pavel talk about it as well, and it also kind of confirmed it, that there's nothing really behind it. Nothing really extra to empower you. There's no blacklisting involved, so you can't like not get a card again. There's no way of like swapping a card towards the end of the deck creation. So you've made your deck and you got this card that doesn't really work, so maybe you could swap it out for something else. You get your leaders at the end, which again they've tested that. I said at the beginning or end, positives and negatives to both, but a lot of the options were bad basically. And that's the first thing I noticed. Now, what I did notice is that halfway through, it kind of shifted gear a little bit. You've already got half your cards, and now they were picking cards which had synergy with the cards they had. That bit is a cool aspect to it. I thought that was really good. I think CD Projekt Red demonstrated that quite well. Like, they had Runestones, so they picked Pavko Gale, and they had something else, so they were trying to create Pavko Gale to try and get another Runestone and kind of get all that going out. And yeah, they were picking cards based on synergy then. And that's a key thing, which I'll come back to later, which I think was good about it. Okay, so now I would say that most people's opinions about the game mode are that, you know, it's mixed. It's very mixed. Some people saying very disappointed, it's taken a long time to come out. Some people saying it doesn't seem that interesting. Other people saying, oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Now, my opinion is that I'm an optimistic person. I think I will like this. Now, there's several aspects to this. First of all, if not anything else, I think it'll be a good distraction. Like, it'll be an interesting thing where you can play an interesting kind of mode where you've got more golds and silvers, have a bit of fun, and not have to play casual all the time, because that doesn't really keep people's attention a lot of the time, especially if you want to play something and try something new and you just run across someone who's played a top tier deck. In this particular way, that doesn't work. You can actually have some nice interaction and some big wow moments, which is, you know, nice. The other sort of aspect is it going to be competitive? I'd love it to be competitive. Now, Hearthstone, for example, there are people that are renowned for being good at arena, and I would like this to be the case. Now, I think this arena mode is what is going to cause Gwent to like keep people's attention. If this arena mode fails, then I think Gwent's really going to go downhill quite a bit. To be honest, I'm just, you know, I don't want to be a naysayer, but I think that's what's going to happen until at least the single player. I just think. But like I said, it is a distraction, so I don't think it'll fail outright. But I think what CD Projekt Red should be striving for, absolutely, is get that sort of feeling that you want to be good at arena. Get that sort of crowd that wants to be good at arena. Because that will really draw a lot of people in. And is it possible? I mean, I haven't played it, so I don't know. I can't really comment, but it feels like in one way it's not possible. And this brings me on to my next point. CD Projekt Red did a great job at playing and demonstrating the game mode to us. I think they did great because they had a lot of fun. You know, they talked about what they were thinking and what they were going through the cards and why they were playing certain things, and did a good job there. What it seemed to be is that most of the decks you'll play will be kind of shoot related. In terms of that, your thinning is going to be probably quite terrible. You're not going to be specifically going to get the cards that you want unless you get something like a Royal Decree. So you're going to be sort of just, you know, you're going to be at the whim of what cards you draw most of the time. Okay, so maybe cards like Francesca will become really, really good. And I do like the idea that some particular leaders will become a lot better than others. Hence out just looks like it's just going to never work, which is nice because he's really powerful at the minute. Francesca is going to be godlike. You can get the one you want, possibly. But everything's going to look and feel kind of similar, which might be a very bad thing. One thing I did like, though, was that although there's not an overarching synergy to the deck that we saw, and probably a lot of the decks that we'll build, like, you know, you're not going hence out machines, you're not going consume, you're not going for the archetypes. What you're going for, though, is small pockets of synergy, and these are your quick tempo plays, and I really liked that. That was a really nice sort of different sort of like thing that this arena mode enables. Like we saw the Usurper with Vandergrift, that sort of combo. He used the Usurper and Vandergrift together to get really good value from that, and that was working really nice. And when he was actually choosing that card, he looked at the cards that he could have and what the possibility was. He didn't have Usurper at the time though, but and that was really nice. And then we saw like Joachim de Witt into Prince Stennis into another big card, and that was a big nice pocket of synergy there. So, well, actually that might not be synergy, that might just be like they're good cards, but it was a very nice sort of situation to be in. It's a nice wow moment, and I think people who go into arena will want that. But so I really like these small pockets, and to be honest, I think that's where the competitiveness will come from, if it comes from anywhere. How effectively can you choose the cards that will combo well together, and how effectively can you utilize that? And this really comes down to the final aspect of the arena mode. And the thing that I think that CD Projekt Red has to sort of tone in on and really sort of show to get people interested is the strategy in adaptation. Adaptation would be the word. So because these pockets of synergy, it means that you have to sort of like think about it differently. Now, this is completely different to ranked. I'm not saying it's like better than ranked or anything like that, but ranked, you've got kind of like a play order, and I think a lot of people start to get kind of bored of that. You know, I'll play King Bran, and then I'll play this, and then I'll play this, and I'm just going to do this and this. Whereas I don't think in arena mode you're going to be doing that. It may be true that you're just placing cards down, but you do have to think about things. And I think the person who's going to think outside the box and get these pockets of synergy and set up plays with on the fly is going to do a better job in arena. And I think if anywhere's got the potential to be competitive arena, it's that sort of aspect. Now, I don't know how it's going to play out. Like I said, feel quite optimistic to give it a go, and it definitely will provide a distraction. It depends on whether it feels like when I've played it and had a go at it, whether it feels like I made plays and I was actually in control of what I did, or whether I was just, I played this, he played that, I played this, he plays that, I played this, I won, you know. I think by what CD Projekt Red showed us, there is that element that I can, you know, control the aspect. I played better, or I did my synergy better than you, so I won. But I think it also comes back to how many golds and silvers you're going to get, which we said at the very beginning of the video. I mean, if someone's got way more. Now, they haven't released it yet, and we have no idea when they're going to release it, so there's still plenty of time. There was an indication that there is actually a closed PTR going on, because they seem to queue into a streamer, that Pavel said. So they might have the possibility of feedback and stuff. So hopefully we can refine it. If you've got any thoughts on what they could do to make it better, I'd love to hear them, and I'll see if I can't pass them on, or you should pass them on. But I mean, the general things that I'm going to say is empower me to make better choices in the deck builder, because that would make better choices during the game. You know what I mean? Maybe extend it to 5 cards, see how that goes. Maybe make a blacklisting thing, see how that goes. I think he got like a Blue Stripes commando several times. Maybe just blacklist that, so you get a blacklist and choose a card and blacklist a card, maybe. Or maybe at the end, after you've built your deck and chose your leader, you can choose 3 cards to redraw, and you get another 3 presentations. You know, just have a go is what I would say to CD Projekt Red. Have a go at experimenting with these extra ways to empower us, rather than leaving it as a very bland, basic form of, you know, arena. Thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you again very soon.